So I've also seen you and the wife have a charity. You want to talk about that soon?
Yeah. Well, we opened up the charity when we about 5 months after we got here, and one of the reasons is we at first when you start a business in Ghana, you have to have a Ghanaian partner with you, right? If it's a for-profit business at first, before now that we have our citizenship, so you have to. So what we did is I told my wife I'm not taking up Ghanaian partnership. I'm not taking a partnership with any person in any country that is a native of that country.
Nowhere, nobody from where?
And in any country I go to, I'm not gonna be forced to take a partner
From that country.
with a native of that country just because that is the only way I can operate. See, if that person is a business person and they have their money and I have my money and they say, okay, well, I have a business, we want to do this, we want to do that, then that's a
come
different
together.
thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna fund my money 100% and then have to bring a Ghanaian in or any country, Filipino anywhere, in just so I can operate a business. So I went and talked to a guy about that, and he says, I said, is there any way around it? He says, well, if you have an NGO, you just have to have three people in the NGO, and it could be you, two families, it could be three family members, it could be three Ghanaians, one Ghanaian with you, as long as it's three people. So I said, okay, we have three, me, myself, and my daughter. Me, my wife, and my daughter. So we formed the NGO. My wife says, good, because that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to teach girls over here spa service, nail service, that kind of stuff and thing. And she see them, they're always in dressmaking parlors. They always learning to do dressmaking. So my wife says, of course there's other things they can learn, so she wants to teach them that. So that right there was supposed to be the school for that. But once we start advertising it, they all say, oh yes, we want to go, but none of them really came. So I said, okay, well, you can collect in an NGO, you can collect. It has to be a donation, so you can collect, and it is yours, and you only have to return 10% of whatever you collect. Just like in America. It's the same in America.
Yeah, you make your own pay, everything.
Yeah, you make your own pay, you make your staff, everything.
So is it hard to start that up, or?
No, it's very easy. It's very, very easy, and we paid a lot more than we should have. But if someone else was gonna do it, I'd say, okay, yeah, just pay the same amount we paid just to get it done, because they're running around so much, from there to go to there, and then to go to the tax office and back. And there's a guy that just charges you like, I shouldn't say it, but charges you like 3,000 Ghana cedis to do it. But with the government, it's only about 400 Ghana cedis. But then once you run to one place to the next place to the next
gas and everything else.
and then you're the one doing all the work and the paperwork, and this guy just goes and do it, brings it to you, says sign this, you sign it, he takes it back, it's done.
So you just have to have the three people sign it.
Yeah, so you pay for the convenience of getting it done. So that was very convenient and easy. Now with that NGO, you can run any business you want, as long as you run it as a branch of the NGO. So if you walk into my store and I have this orange, say, with a price tag of $55 on it, I'm running a business. If I put donation $55, it's a donation. It's different. See? So those are some of the things. And the minute we moved from one place, we went to this other place. There was an orphanage next door. And my daughter was really stricken, Cindy, by the children. And then she was broken-hearted by the way they were living over there. So she says, no, we have to do better. She says, Pops, you have to see this place when you come here. I went there and I take a look. And I said, yeah, we have to do it. So they had a place that was already like a room. I said, okay, let's finish it. Let's put concrete flooring. Let's do the walls. Let's do the ceiling. They go, the ceiling we have to do. I said, no, because the kids are in here. This ceiling, I could see light through the ceiling.
And you know rain is coming.
And then on the sides there was light. So I said, let's tear this off and let's add some new roofing and add some ceiling as well and get some beds. And we got them 4 beds. Well, the 4 work out to like 8 or 6, something like that, because they were bunk. And we got them kiddie carpets for the room and all that stuff. And we take care of them basically. Whatever they need, like we would help them and their daily children stuff. My daughter wanted them to be like we're in America, where you get snacks every day and you get this and you get that. So she would do all that. She would go from here to there to go to the stores and find candies and she's like a kid herself too. Grown woman. So she loved candies and cookies and all that. So she would get the Oreos and do this, do that. So after a while she says, you know what? She was posting it because she's a YouTuber and TikToker, and a lot of people say, oh Cindy, we want to help cover the snacks, we want to help to do this, do that, whatever. And we get people says, oh, we will help with the beds, and Madame Fatima came in too, you know, and helped with all that too, you know. So bless her heart, that's what I'm saying, she's a beautiful soul. So she came in, and so now the kids know her as Auntie Fatima, because every time we get anything, I tell the kids Auntie Fatima, and I show them her picture, says to give you this, you know. So now she's Auntie Fatima for the kids. So my daughter is also Auntie Cindy, you know. So that's basically the work that the charity organization has been doing, the NGO. A lot of the work that I could record as part of the NGO's work, I have not, because it's from my own pocket, and my own energy. Because like I had a program where I was helping to, this area is very far from some of the clinics and the hospital, and I'm very good with wound care. From running the place that we were running before, and I learned from some of the best nurses and stuff like that.
Because you were running a
assisted living facility, and we get a lot of people, you know, with emphysema, and it breaks out into sore, and diabetic sore is the hardest to cure, you know. And I've done a lot of that myself, you know. So once I was here, just up the street right here, close to where your property is, there was a guy who lived there, and I used to make 2 times weekly trip there to take care of his wounds. Cape Coast, I was doing it. My wife didn't know. My daughter didn't know, because they'll be like, Pops, I'm telling you. My daughter, you know, Pops, I'm telling you, you're gonna go broke in Ghana, stop. I have to laugh. She says, stop doing that, stop running up and down. Use a charity, wait to raise funds from people to help you.
Right.
Put it on TikTok. You did all that, you don't have it on TikTok. I goes, no. You know, but I should have. I could have helped a lot more people if I did.
Yeah, it's social media is a dirty game, you know. So
Yeah.
you win some, you lose
You lose
some.
some, yeah.
But it is good to get it out there.
Yeah.
For those that want to donate and help out,
Yeah.
especially if you're doing it to get more donations.
Yeah.
You know, for nothing else than that.
I was in Cape Coast and I saw a guy in the street with 2 big gashes in both legs. He was lying on the side of the street. The only thing I could tell myself that some car might have run over his foot or something. This is torn out, this is torn out. And I approached him first. First thing he says to me is that he's hungry. So there was a lady down the street, and she says, I asked her what she's selling. She says, red. I said, you think you would like that? She said, yeah. I got the red. I went over there. I said to him, listen, I'm gonna help you. But in order for you to eat this thing, you have to come out the street. So you're gonna have to let me help yourself while I help you to get out the street, right? I help him to get out the street. And then I gave him the food, and as he was eating, I had another bag. It's bigger than this, right? So now it's torn apart because I used to have so much stuff. I have another bag, and I started helping And some guy stopped and he says, "Sir, can I help you?" I goes, "Yeah, sure." And he came and helped me after I was walking away. He says, "Sir, why do you do this?" I go, "Man, I just like to help people, man. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal." He goes, "No, because I'm a medical student, and I wonder why you would have these things in your bag." And I goes, "Well, I do know a little something about wound care. So everything that I put on his wound right now, because I know I have to use zinc oxide, I use this one, I use antibiotic powders, sulfur, that kind of stuff, so, or zinc, not zinc oxide, zinc. So I those are some of my best things. Those combination, you could heal a wound that is there for so long. But in America, you're not allowed to use some of those stuff. I spray I have a small bottle of hydrogen peroxide that I spray first to clean everything. I'm not a health professional, but they're not even allowed. Doctors and nurses are not even allowed to use hydrogen peroxide anymore. So, but it's not a law of the country. It's just for
Right.
healthcare professionals. So I have that. Once I do that, a lot of times they have the whole thing in there. I could debride all that junk that's in there just by spraying the hydrogen peroxide, and then I could start moving around. It comes all out. If you don't get all that out, you're not getting a wound healed.
Right, and you're getting up with infection.
Yeah. So so the guy goes, he was talking to me and stuff, and he goes, "Listen, let me give you my number. If you ever have to go on anything like this again, call me." I go, "Cool." So he's a medical student. So now he's a doctor there at UCC. He's a full doctor now. And I called him recently and I says, "Are you open to home visits? Because I have a lot of diasporans that are into their 70s, 60s." And I did that mainly for one particular lady in her 70s she's like 78, that was staying at my house where I lived there. So I said, "Listen, let me make sure I have some contacts in case anything happens. I can call a doctor, and sometimes it's faster for him to get in and for me to get her to the hospital."
Right.
So he agreed. Yeah. So
Hello.